Jessica.
I'm Bianca, and welcome to Friday.
We're going to be doing inkjet transfers today, and that's going to be for light color shirts and dark color shirts, 601 and 795 we're going to be working on.
All right.
Okay, so we see some people are joining in with us.
Awesome. That's always a good plus.
Let me make sure my sound is down, because that's always...
Don't need any background noise.
Danielle's not here today, so it'll just be us two.
But that's all right. It was just us two last week, and we did fine. Yeah. So,
hello, Beth. Beth from Alabama.
Very nice. So the inkjet papers are the easiest ones, in my opinion, to work with. Very cut and dry, one press and done. And they can be used with Canon, Epson, Lexmark, and Okidata printers.
Okay, so we're going to get started. Good morning, Nathan, Billy, Patty. So we're going to go with just pressing a random transfer. We have a few actually here. We're going to do the penguins because they're adorable. You want to have your heat press set at 375 degrees. You want to be at 30 seconds with heavy pressure. The heaviest pressure that your machine can go without jumping on the table. So you want to still be able to close it comfortably. Okay. Bear with me.
Because with the heavy pressure, you'll also be able to pull it a little bit easier. You'll be able to peel the transfer paper hot, and that'll be a little bit easier for you to pull it off and get your design.
Okay, so you want to press on the side of the transfer that does not have the writing.
Right.
Yes, if you do accidentally do it, I mean, you know, it's a learning curve.
Absolutely. And you do want to mirror these images when you print them out with your printer. Right, and here we go. Sounded like a good amount of pressure there.
Yes.
All
I actually
right.
was testing earlier. And I did not have the good amount of pressure at first.
No. But you it's like a learning curve, like you said, so we're okay.
After this one, we'll also test to show you the difference that the clear coating has on doing the light color shirts. It's very hard to explain over the phone when you need to use the dark color paper with the white backing to make the colors show. So this will help explain it a little more. And then this is
Just been peel hot. And it's also important to note that white on your image, like for example this little puppy dog, will take in the color of the garment. So when you see the purple penguins, it's okay.
So this is what you get on the light color shirt. As you notice, in this design, as Bianca was mentioning, the white that you see is knockout space. It's transparent. Your shirt will show through. So whatever color you have, that will be the color that comes through. Also here, on this shirt, it's very easy to see the outline that it can leave. So to some people, they don't notice it at all. It's not a problem. To other people who are well-versed with using screen printed transfers, they call and say, I have this huge box around my design.
Help me get it off.
Yes. So you can actually cut around that before pressing, or if you have a vinyl cutter with an optical eye, you can add guide marks to cut around that as well. Go ahead.
No, you okay. So this is what it looks like on a light colored shirt, like a white one, I should say, where we didn't trim. You can't really see the outline of, you can kind of feel it, but it kind of blends in too, so it's not really that noticeable. And then once it washes, like this one is the same one as the other one, but if this one's washed, you definitely can't notice because it just kind of fades into the rest of the shirt and it's good to go.
Yes, and another thing is, this here, if you could see how I'm balling it up.
Yes.
Not to be rough with it, but it's a very soft feel. Some customers, if it's their first time using the paper, when it first comes out, it's a little bit of a tougher feel or a heavier feel on the shirt. That's just for the very initial first pressing. Once you wash it, it's soft to the touch, and the colors fade slightly but not drastically. If you're getting drastic fading, then you want to give us a call or shoot us an email so we can go over your settings. So now we'll show you the difference of why it's important to use the paper with white coating on it. Yes, these are both light color shirts, but it's hard to explain that you need that white coating to make certain colors show through.
Right.
So first we'll put this cute little doggy.
I know. Because most inkjet printers don't have white cartridges in them. There are some laser printers that do, but for inkjet, haven't really found anything that has white. So whatever is white in your design will fade into the color of the garment.
Okay, so we're going to take the doggy and have him run over here to get pressed. We're going to follow the same instructions. And that's 375 heavy pressure for 30 seconds. And then we're going to press it on the yellow so you can see the difference. Some customers call and ask us, what do I do if I want to keep white in the design? If you want to keep white in the design, you definitely want to use the darker color paper because it'll leave that coating there in those white areas. So then you'll just cut around to get rid of the excess.
And we'll do those after we're done doing the paper for the lights. We have any questions so far?
So far we have, what do you recommend for printable vinyl? The only printable vinyl we have is for eco solvent or solvent printer, such as the Roland. So if you don't have one of those, we don't really have something that'll go inside of like your inkjet or the laser printer, unfortunately. Is heavy pressure on your heat press machine the same as other machines? It should be the same, the pressure on this machine as other machines. Sometimes, in my opinion, automatic, like fully automatic machines, they have more pressure because it's basically machine operated.
Right.
But really this amount of heavy pressure is just like other machines unless you have a sublimation press. They don't reach the amount of pressure that's needed for most designs. So there we go. There you see.
Perfect.
All the white is where it needs to be. So we'll leave this one here while we press the other one to show the comparison. This number paper is the 601 and 602 paper for inkjet.
We have it in two different sizes, 8.5 by 11 and also 11 by 17, depending on what size you need and what size your design is as well. I believe we use the 8.5 by 11 and we just cut down to the size of our design. And then for this one, since it was just really a boxed image, we cut pretty closely to the edges of the grass and the background, so you kind of can't really see that white, that other box that we were talking about earlier on the purple shirt.
Okay, so this one will be done in about 20 seconds, and then you'll be able to see the difference of the knockout area. It was a little visible in the purple, but the purple was mainly to show you the outline of the box.
Right.
And then we're almost done.
Yeah. But see how easy this is? It's much easier to do it this way. If you have an inkjet printer at home, you only need a couple transfers here and there, rather than, ordering a whole bunch of custom transfers that you can create your own designs and just go like this.
Okay, so this shows you here how, although this is considered a light color shirt, you would want to use dark color paper on this shirt because you need that white for the dog areas that are white. So you want that white to stick out to cover your dog's areas. So if you use the dark color paper, the white would have stayed and you would just had to cut around to make sure you didn't see the rest of the background box that you'll see shortly when we do the other design there. So this one, although it's a light color shirt, you would need dark color paper to keep that white visible. But if you were doing just black on this shirt, you can use a light color paper.
Right.
Okay, so let me put these to the side. And we need to drop the temperature down on the press. So please bear with us, and we'll go over some questions while that's dropping down.
Doesn't have to drop down much, only 350, and this is for the 795 paper for dark colored garments. It's the 3G Opaque. For this one, it's 30 seconds as well, so it's the same.
And we'll just turn it off too here on the side so it can drop down a little bit faster.
Like we said before, that's not recommended, but just an easy fix that way, because we're only here for a short amount of time. Alright, and then, so we printed these on the dark colored garments, or the dark colored paper, I'm sorry. This is for, to show contour cutting. We printed these out on a regular sheet of paper, just like this one. And instead of cutting it around it, we used our vinyl cutter, contour cutting, and it cut right around it, so that way there's very minimal white area that's going to transfer over to the dark shirts.
And we got the question, do you need to pre-press the item first? It's good to do that if your item is wrinkled or if you have a lot of lint, if you see that the shirt, it's going to need it because it can affect the design. It's good to pre-press. It also gets the moisture out of the shirts. But most of the time you don't have to do that unless the instructions call for it. You'll notice some of our screen printed transfers will say pre-press for 5 to 7 seconds because it helps to get the moisture out and warm the shirt so the ink will stay better.
Yeah, just a general rule of thumb. Really, I probably would recommend it for most things. I mean,
some people do it all the time.
Yeah.
Mostly customers who have like large orders. If you're doing 300 shirts, you have an automatic machine, and it's not a transfer that absolutely needs it, then I would say just go for it.
We're almost there. Drop it down a couple.
369. Turn it down again.
All right. So one thing about the one for dark papers or dark colored charts is you have to peel it first. So it does have, I cheated a little bit, did this off camera, because sometimes if you don't find that right corner, it can take a minute or so. So then you just peel it off, position it onto your shirt, and then you're good to go. It's just a little bit different, whereas the one for lights just gets pressed.
And yes, Sheila, so you're going to use this paper with your inkjet printers. We recommend Canon, Epson, Lexmark. You do not want to use a Brother, Dell, or HP.
Right.
The internal temperatures run too hot, and it can end up fusing the paper to the rollers. Also with a laser jet, those are combination printers. You don't want to use that as well. So you want to just use your regular inkjet. It could be the one you have at home, as long as it's not Brother, Dell, or HP.
Right.
And we do have on the website videos on how to press the paper, instructions, and we also send instruction sheets along with it.
Right, which is like we are using here, just that way we make sure we give you the right instructions and that we do it properly as well. So every order that you get will come with a sheet of instructions, but they're also available on the website at all times for you, just in case anything happens.
And yes, Nathan, I have more than one time thought of putting a grilled cheese sandwich on the heat press to try to heat it up.
That sounds delicious right now, actually. We didn't eat today before this, did we?
No.
We have the last couple times.
We have better results when we eat first, so bear with us.
Yes.
We miss Danielle so much.
I know.
Okay, let's see here. So we're at about 3:55, so we can start.
Do you want to do these? Well, this one I started to peel already, so you want to do that one first?
Yeah, so we'll show you the peeling process of this. The very first initial peel can be hard sometimes, but once you get it, it's very smooth to come off. It's just like a big sticker. Okay, so we're going to put this one down. And also, we're going to show you this one in a second, before and after a wash as well. That's on the back of those shirts there.
Get that now. All right. And this is on a light colored shirt, but we printed this one that we're doing now on a dark color. But just that way you can kind of see the before and after.
And, okay, here it is. I thought I lost this. Okay, so you're going to put the design down once you peel it. This one's different than the light color paper. The light color paper is mirrored, and then you put it face down as you do with the regular transfers. This one is actually going to be put on the right way, so you don't want to mirror this.
Right.
We're going to lay it down with the design face up and then cover it with the non-stick sheet. And this one is the transfer paper 795 that can go on dark colors as well as black.
This one we also have available in 8.5 by 11 and 11 by 17 as well. And this one you do have to use that the non-stick sheet. And heavy pressure for 30 seconds. So really only the degrees changed for the settings.
And Mary, I'm not sure if you can use this art paper with the Oki. If you would, it wouldn't be this paper, it would be laser paper. But to my understanding, the Oki that has the white toner also has special paper that goes inside of it. So that's something, if you want to email us in separately at service@ProWorldInc, that's INC.com, then we'll be able to look into that for you. And this one's peel immediately.
No, you don't have to peel.
You just take this right off, and you're all done. No peeling with this one because it's already face up. And that's all ready to go. Now see, this one was actually put through the Silhouette Cameo 3 that has a contour cutting feature. So it cut around the design. But if you look very closely, there is a white edge around the design. That is not a part of our design.
Right.
The design is just to be like that. So that's an example of the backing, but it doesn't look bad.
Right.
So sometimes, you know, us as printers, we have that detailed eye. Our customers wouldn't even notice that this has an outline. But on the other hand, we're going to show you
if you don't cut around it with the Silhouette or any cutter with an optical eye. All right. Stuff set up here. All right, so here's your next one. So this one, we obviously made it a big white box because we wanted that black text to stand out. So whatever you see here will transfer over. And
then keep in mind, we're going on a black shirt, so this is going to show you how it is to make like a knockout space design. So all the black areas will be knockout. Then we're going to press the same design on that purple shirt so you can see the difference. The Silhouette Cameo 3 is one of our vinyl cutters. So if you have a vinyl cutter with the optical eye, you can add guide marks into the design so you can run this whole paper through and your vinyl cutter will literally cut around the designs for you. So that's what we use to get the design to go from this sheet of paper to this sheet of paper, like this size. So that's what I meant by the Silhouette Cameo 3. And also, Midge, I've been pressing for 11 years. So I know that for shirts under a size 2X, it's 3 fingers down to get that 3 to 4 inches. For ones larger than that, I use a full hand. And then to line them up on the sides, I literally press them down at the same exact time. So I press them down at the same exact time after I line them up, and I put the collar over the edge so it doesn't interfere with my pressing. All right, and actually I want to do the back of this one because it's a security design.
Right, you want to always see security going away from you.
So let's get this baby going.
Well, I try. Like I said, this is a little interesting to peel sometimes if you don't get that corner up the first time.
One.
There we go. All right, another 30 seconds.
And it'll be the happiest, cutest security guard. We'll do that one next. All right, let me make sure it even fits.
It'll
fit on there. Okay, about 5 seconds left, and you get to see the beautiful example of this white box.
Of our security guard.
Ooh, this is very hot too.
Yeah, so be careful. You can use gloves, you don't have to, just keeping...
You want to just make sure you stick to the edges, not like me. I'm just, I guess, nervous. Okay, so this shows you how the white box stays on it, and the black is going to really be... It looks like knockout space, although it is visible on the black shirt. But that shows you the box. So if you need to do lettering, we do have lettering sheets already created on our website. They're screen printed with Plastisol ink, so you do not have any type of box around it. You just have to peel and stick and press. But it is just the letters. They come in 5 different colors and 2 different fonts. But in the case where you absolutely don't have any other choice, then you can do something like this where you have the box around it. And then we'll show you it here.
Here, I'll grab this one. That way you can use the nonstick sheet. And the nonstick sheet is item 1191 on the website. I learned from you, Jess. We're starting to memorize some numbers. This is going to be the happiest security guard ever.
Wonder Gigi could fit.
I know. All right.
Oh. Oh, see, almost messed it up.
Almost.
I got distracted. I was trying to
read all your comments and questions.
Trying to read the comments and questions. I have the phone over here on the side. It may or may not have messed it up. I did touch it real quick.
It's all right. I think it was only like a half a second before you realized, so hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah, but this is also good too, so you can see how the white comes out. When it's white on an inkjet paper, it is just a single layer of white, so it won't be a very bright, vibrant white. But if your order is large enough, you may want to you may want to go with a custom transfer.
Right.
This is just in a case where a customer comes and only wants 1 design or 2 designs.
Right, it's a much easier fix. Now see, this one, the white does look a lot brighter because it's not it's that thin layer, but it's on a lighter colored shirt.
Yeah, so this shows you the difference with the 2. Can I get this right for you guys?
Maybe. You want me to hold one? Nice. We're using Danielle's zoom in feature here, I see.
Yeah, so even though it's a light color, you do want to use the paper with dark colors. Right. But this would have came out fine with just the black on it. Just straight on the design, because the black doesn't have any type of white underbase. And you see how it's still very vibrant on this light color shirt. So when you're doing just black or very deep dark colors on a light color shirt, you can use a light color paper. But if you're doing like a pink or a pastel or a picture, I would recommend going with the dark paper.
Yeah. If you have to second guess yourself, I would recommend doing the dark just to be on that safe side, because you don't want like what happened to the little poor yellow puppy and everything that you have in white in your design turn out the color of the shirt.
Okay, we offer different fonts, and we also offer 2 different fonts and 5 different colors for the lettering sheets. You can type in lettering in the search bar, or I'm sure we may put a link right there in the comments.
And I think it's its own category too, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let me see
What are you
here
looking for?
to show the washing. They're asking for the washing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, for example, for this design here in the front, you see how it came out there? So this is it going through the wash.
Very soft.
This was before the wash. So you do lose a little bit of color because it has to get rid of that excess ink that came out
Right.
with the printer, but you don't lose it so much. It's still a nice quality shirt. And these, although they don't last as long as vinyl or plastisol screen printed transfers like the custom or our stock, they still last longer than hobby paper at the craft store.
Absolutely.
So those will wash off like in 5 washes. These last anywhere from 25, 35 washes. It really depends on how much you're washing it. If this is a shirt that someone's wearing to play basketball in, go to a recreational camp, you're washing it every other day or every weekend,
right,
you're going to get a shorter life out of it. But if it's something that you're wearing like, you know, once a month, once a week maybe, then it's something that'll last, you know, anywhere from 25 to 35 washes. So that's why it's good to use for shorter runs when a customer comes in and only wants 2 shirts.
Right.
Yes, Nathan, we could definitely do something for oversized designs. And let me turn off this heat press really fast because it's getting hot.
Getting a
Now I
little
see
warm
what
in here.
Danielle goes through.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, Christopher, if you're having trouble keeping your letters lined up, I would recommend using our thermal tape. You don't want to use a lot, just a little bit to tape them in place. You'll press it as you normally do, and then when you take off the nonstick sheet, you'll just peel that tape off, and your numbers or letters stick right in place.
And it won't leave a mark on the actual shirt itself, so you don't have to worry about anything like that.
Yes, good question, Candace. Do photographs come out well? Bianca actually tested that yesterday.
I did.
And here is the result. Very beautiful.
That was a full color image from my phone. Printed it out with our Inkjet printer. It was the 601 paper, and pressed it. It was as simple as that, and it just as vibrant as it looks on the shirt as it does on my phone.
Yes. Okay, they said thanks. They love our tutorials, and I think that's it for the questions. So we'll wrap this up here. Now, thank you for joining us.
As always.
Please share the video, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.